Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We come here to welcome Shabbat together as community and to dedicate to ourselves a moment to encounter time, the time of our lives, to encounter, to meet with our souls. As we start our Shabbat service, I'd like to invite Melissa and John Coleman, with the entire family, to light Shabbos candles. Please rise. Let's join them. Baruch atah Adonai, okay, we are with you. Eloheinu melech
haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Eli. Shabbat Shalom, Melissa. Shabbat Shalom, Noah. We turn our screen now to page 129. Dodili.
Dodili, vani lo haroeh b'shoshanim. Dodili, mizot Torah, min mizot olah min hamidbar. Dodili, v'adilo haroeh b'shoshanim. Mekuteret mor ulevona. Dodili, v'adilo haroeh b'shoshanim. Dodili, Dodili, Dodili. We turn our Siduri now to page 130, I think. Yes.
Yes. come to welcome Shabbat with a deep sense of joy. And there's actually lots of joy in introducing new melodies. So we are going to introduce a new melody, and we are going to repeat it 2 or 3 times, and by the second and a half time, we'll totally get it. So the words are known to you. Lechur Rana la Adonai, Naria Letzuri Sheinu. And the melody is going to be known to you after twice, I promise. Lechur Rana la Adonai, Naria Letzuri Sheinu. Lechur Rana la Adonai, Naria Letzuri Sheinu. Adonai, Naria Letzurishenu, Mekadma Panav Vetoda, Vizmirot Nariano, Mekadma Panav Vetoda, Vizmirot Nariano. Panav Vetoda, Vizmirot Nariano, Mekadma Panav Vetoda, Vizmirot Nariano. Page 131. Gadol Adonai, Hu Me'olam Me'od, Na'od, Al Kol Elohim, Ki Kol Elohim, Elim, Adonai, Sha'amayim Asa, Od V'Had, לפניו, ותפארת במקדשו. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, דם הים ומלואו, יעלו שדי וכל אשר Shabbat Shalom, 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 Shabbat Shalom. On page 134, Zamru l'Adonai.
Zamru l'Adonai, Bechinor, Bechinor, Bekoz Imrar, B'chatzotzrot, B'kol shofar, Hariyu lifnei HaMelech Adonai, Yirav hayam umlo, אבות הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, ועמים במישרים.
ירם היום ומלואו, תבל ויושבי בה, העירי נהרות, עמך וכף אף יחד, הרים ירענו, כף יחד, הרים ירענו. We compare Shabbat with a bride or a queen because we try to think about Shabbat as something that has the power to help us shift from Chol into Kodesh, from the sense of our routines in our daily lives into something else, the perception of a holy experience, and a complicated, a challenging holiness, the holiness that in time, right? Time can go by without us noticing that that's happening to us. So in Shabbat, we imagine the bride, we imagine the queen as the personification of an idea that is inviting us to change the way in which we are experiencing our time, this moment. So I invite you just to take a moment and to think about something, an image, a personification, something that can help you shift into this opportunity of celebrating the seventh day and embracing time and the holiness that in time. On page 138, לך דודי. לך דודי לקראת כלה,
עיני שבת נקבלה, שמור בזכור בדיבור אחד, איש מהנוהל המיוחד, אדוני אחד, ושם לתפארת ולתהילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, ועיני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו בנחת, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם וסוכה, סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי בעודך גורמי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר וברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקמי, מה תשוחחי ומה תהמי, בך יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה עיר עתידה, לך דודי לקראת כלה.
Shabbat Mekabela.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בדם, גם בשמחה ובתודה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה.
בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך ולקראת כלה. בני שבת מקבלה, לך ולקראת כלה. בני שבת מקבלה. You may be seated and you can look at each other just and say Shabbat Shalom, welcome each other. Take a moment to welcome each other. And Shabbat is also the day in which we reconnect also with nostalgia in Hebrew, with things that we used to do. So let's take a Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat melody from a different time. I invite you to turn your Sidurim to page 140.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. איי ליי 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 ליי. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. עלי עזור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. עלי עזור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. יאי ליי 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 ליי. צדיק אדוני יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד ינובו בשיבה, דשנים ברננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולת תבוא. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. יא ליי 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 ליי. Page 144. יתגדל ויתקדש מרבה, בעלמא דיברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביום לכון ובחיי דרכו בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יש מרבה מברך לעולם ולעולם מהמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה יברכו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירם רעלמה, ואמרו אמן.
Turn our Sidurim to page 146 as we rise, one community, to ask for the gates of prayer to open before us.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד.
May be seated. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzebaot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch Ata Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Arabim.
אמן.
בת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. I invite you to take a moment and to think about what are the things that you know, those pieces of knowledge in your life that give you the certainty that you have support, that you are loved, that your soul is surrounded by the presence of things other than yourself, that you are not alone. At the moment of the Shema, we say Echad. We say that we are one. But as we say that we are one, we are also saying that we are not alone. We are one with God. We are one with the source of creation. And as we think about that oneness, that unity, I invite you to take a moment for yourself and to focus on your breath. Breathe in and out. And once again, take a deep breath in and out. And become one. Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Let's read together in English on page 154.
You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments, and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohechem emet.
ידעו נקוסו וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. When your children witness your presence, they praise your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moshe, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices with joy. Who is like you, O God? Mi chamocha, Ba'elim Adonai. We are on page 158.
כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אלי אלי מלכותך, אהובנך, וקיים לפני משומרם, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, עושה אלינו מי כמוך באים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, אלי אלי מלכותך, אהובנך, וקיים לפני משומרם, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו.
As it is say, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praise are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Israel. Ashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu shomreinu lechaim, ashkivenu Adonai. Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu shomreinu lechaim, ufros aleinu. Tzedkat shomecha, ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך. All my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play one day, one day, one day. Eloheinu leshalom,
One day,
ve'amidenu
one day,
shomreinu lechaim,
one day,
ashkivenu Adonai.
one day,
Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu shomreinu lechaim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, the shelter of peace spread over us, over your people Israel, and over Yerushalayim. Baruch atah Adonai הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Amen.
Every Shabbat we think about this transgenerational covenant of keeping Shabbat as a part of our lives, and on that way to let Shabbat to keep us alive. Rabbis discuss what keep Shabbat alive, and some of them say the Jewish people, we kept Shabbat alive. But also they say that actually what kept us alive over the generations was the fact that we kept Shabbat. So Shabbat kept us alive. So in one way or the other, Shabbat is essential in order to keep some meaning in our lives. We're on page 162.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ואת הארץ. וביום השביעי, שב היום השביעי, שב ארבעין נפש. Please rise. Yamai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai. We're on page 164. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid te'ilatech. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. I invite you to enter Tfilat Amidah and to dedicate to yourself a time for personal prayer.
תגדש מישהו. ואנחנו שתרנה אלוהינו ולאמותינו ואמותינו לעמהם צור חיינו מגן השנות ארבע דחר נודה לך ונתפאר תהילתך חיינו ושמים ידיך באל תשמע שנות שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם כי אתה אור מלך אדומה. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. We are at the bottom of page 180.
עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. היי לה לה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
After the blessing for peace, in which we ask for the ability to meet with each other from a place of wholeness, understanding our differences, understanding our personal needs, but also the needs of the other. After the blessing for shalom, for peace, we take a moment to recognize people that are dealing with illness in their bodies, in their souls. People that are undergoing addictions. If you have a name that you'd like to share in this evening of Shabbat, please do so as a point in your direction. Misheverach on page 371.
Misheverach
מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה אבותינו source in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us sing.
Wish to all of them רפואה שלמה והחלמה מהירה, fast and overall complete recovery. Just want to make sure it's Ekev, right? Oof. So, do you know what's the meaning of the word Ekev? Heal or? You know, it's interesting. When you say heal, it's already interpretation. It's interesting. It's really interesting. The context of the use of the word Ekev in our Torah portion is actually, wait, I need to ask for your help. Before I start even talking, I need your collaboration. And the only voice that you can hear right now is mine and my song. Right? The children voices are fine, but any other conversation that you have while I'm trying to communicate with you, it really, really challenges me. Okay, so please help me with that. Look at me, everyone. We all make an agreement, and we're all going to help each other, right? Awesome. And the children, they are children. We want them here. So your job is to be annoyed with them because they are making noise, and their job is to make noise. So we deal with that, okay? Awesome. And parents, they know how to regulate that. With their parents here, it's all good. Now let's get into the Ekev. So I was telling Miriam that that's already interpretation. Ekev means heal. You're right. But actually, in the Torah portion, and that's the sermon, that these are the hills, these are the foundations. I made that sermon last year. Now, this year I want to talk about something else, so we are going to interpret that in a different way. The word Ekev actually means because. Due to this and that reason, Ekev. That's the meaning of the word Ekev. And sometimes it's heal, because our reasons are our foundations. So they go together. Now, we are in the context of the book of the Devarim, Deuteronomy, and Moses is repeating the Torah, right? He's making the repetition of the Torah. He wants to make sure that the next generation remembers what is the Torah all about. They weren't at Sinai, at least not with their bodies, maybe with their spirits. And he needs to make sure before he's gone that everything is quite clear. And he says, because, Ekev, you remember, and you better remember, and that's why I'm repeating everything, because you remember the laws that were given to your forefathers, and the agreement and the covenant that I made, God, with your forefathers and mothers. The mothers said, done. Because of that, you're going to have a life of blessing. And here, the blessing comes. And I want to talk about the blessing. Now, as a preview to the next Torah portion. The next Torah portion is, look at you, Re'eh, which means see. Natati lefanecha את הברכה ואת הקללה. I have given before you, I have placed before you the blessing and the curse. So then the topic, every time that there is a blessing in the Torah, there is a curse. So next week we will be talking about that. But this week we talk about the blessing. And one of the sentences that appears in the context of the blessing, and I made a little experiment before the service with a couple of people, and it didn't ring any bell, so I'll try again to see if it rings any bell to anyone sitting here. the sentence, the verse, Be'achalta besabata. That's the translation. Who said Birkat Hamazon? Pang! Right. We sing that. So the Torah took it from Birkat Hamazon. No, the opposite way. So we took it from the Torah into Birkat Hamazon. Now, that's Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 10, I think. Now, you can check. Now, that statement has a third word that I will give you in a moment. Be'achalta besabata, and you ate, and you were satisfied, fulfilled. It's quite an interesting thing. You are supposed to recognize your needs, and you are supposed to fulfill. I want to distinguish between the word fulfillment and satisfaction. You are supposed to fulfill those needs to the level of satisfaction. That's the first part. Fulfill your needs to the level of satisfaction. Now, it's interesting, this idea of the level of satisfaction, because we live in an unsatisfied society. Now, in one of my High Holiday sermons last year, I spoke about choices. And one of the difficulties that I described when I spoke about choices was this idea that when you are supposed to fulfill a need and buy something to yourself, you open Amazon, right? And then you have like 1,000 choices. And so you fulfill your need, and you might say, I'm done. But if you are me, I'm not talking about you, okay? You get the thing that you were supposed to get, and then you check some more reviews. And then you keep looking. There might was something that was even better. And this is not satisfaction, right? This is this idea that the worst enemy of very good is perfect, right? And when we are trying to go like one step more, that's not satisfaction anymore. That's something else. That's the lack of satisfaction. That's where satisfaction becomes challenging. So this idea of achalta besabata has to do with the ability to put an end to things, or at least to bring some level of conclusion. We'll talk about the conclusion in one more minute. Now, from who do we learn? From who we learn how to conclude things? God, you're right. We learn that from God. In which book? Right at the beginning in Genesis. And God saw all those things that he made, and he said to himself, this is great. I love it. Like at the end of every day, this is quite amazing. And try to think about the teaching that is in that. At the end of every day, he takes a moment and says, Tov, really good. Tov, really, really good. And on Yom Shishi, before Yom Shishi and on Thursday, what he says? Tov meod, very good. Like, so he actually, or she, has some conclusion. And not just that. She goes further, and on the seventh day, he takes a day. He takes a day off to enjoy the conclusion of the work that he has done. And we say that that piece, which is not actually doing something, is the reflective component of the creation. I say it again, the reflective component of the creation is extremely important to the creation itself. It wouldn't be possible. and that piece of feedback in which he says, conclude. I have concluded my job. And you know, the interesting thing is, on the seventh day, is this not written that he's planning what he's going to do in number 8? I was telling some people before the service, I start to plan my next vacation when I am in the airplane leaving toward my current vacation. And if by the end of the vacation I don't have the ticket for the next one, I get nervous. I start to feel anxiety. It is a big challenge to be able to be here and right now and to recognize what we have. Now, an interesting component to that, wait, what the rabbis say about that? Pirkei Avot, you have studying with me, chapter 4, verse 1. Eseu Ashir, who is the rich person? Asameach Be'ko, the one who feels content with his lot. And it is not about conformism. It's not about saying, okay, I should go. No. It's about recognition. It's not about conformism. It's about recognition. It's about the ability to count your blessings. Now, the third word, before the third word, one more thing. In Christianity, our Christian friends, when do you do, our Christian friends, the blessing for the food? Before we eat. And in Jewish tradition, you did what? Yafe. She is very deep. Well, in general terms, right? In Jewish tradition, we do it after. Yeah, but that blessing has to do with the recognition of the thing. Has nothing to do with the thanksgiving for eating. A motzi has nothing to do. We recognize that there is a challah, that challah was made by men and God. But has nothing to do with thank you for the food. Yeah, that's an interpretation already, and that's actually an attempt to make things shorter. I wonder how many of those kids do Birkat HaMazon, which is an obligation, according to Jewish law, after eating challah. You're obligated, you got to have the sandwich. If you do a motzi for anything you do, then you are supposed to do Birkat HaMazon. Now, our blessing of gratitude comes at the end. And the key for that is in this Torah portion. Ve'achalta be'sabata uberachta. And you blessed it. The blessing in Jewish tradition is a posteriori. It's after. It's just that you are supposed to fulfill your needs and then recognize the level of satisfaction and say, I am done. You are supposed to stay with a sense of gratitude and fulfillment beyond the time in which that event happened, and to be able to recognize gratitude for that. How often do you stop after something good happened to you and say, I want to take one more moment to say that I'm grateful for that? But that's a deep spiritual practice, and that's a great idea. And if you don't do that, you might look into that. You might look into that, into taking a moment and saying, I want to take a moment to be grateful for this. And then you do it again and again and again. And I think that's the key for happiness. So, be'achalta, you recognize your needs. You fulfill those needs to satisfaction. And then you have the ability to convert your life experiences into something that is transcendental. Uberachta. And you convert your life and your experiences into a blessing. And with this hope that you have the ability to think about your life and transform things of your daily life into blessings that accompany you during your day, we'll say Shabbat Shalom. And we will turn our Sidurim to page 586 for Aleinu Leshabeach. Please rise as we open the Ark.
עלינו לשבח רצון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו כחמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. I will take a moment to acknowledge mourners among our community. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, please rise and tell us who you're remembering. If you 30 days, Shloshim. If you are doing the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, please rise. If you're doing the cycle of the first year of mourning, please rise and remind us who you remember. If you have a yahrzeit this week, please rise. We also remember Rina Shenrav, who was killed this morning in Israel, the hands of a despicable terrorist. Now we join our community for Kaddish on page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה, בעלמה דיברה חירותי בהמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, באמרו אמן. יש שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה הוא. לעילה מן כל ברכתה בשירתה, תושבחתה בנחמתה, דאמירם בעלמה, באמרו אמן. יש שנאמר רבה מן שמיה, בחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, באמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, באמרו אמן. May the memories of your dear ones be a living blessing in your life and also in the life of those that come after you. Yes, Zichram Baruch, you may be seated. I need to find something. So if you turn your Sidurim to page 627, you will find the words of the beautiful poem Shalom Aleichem. I invite you to rise as our Gabayim start to distribute the wine cups for Kiddush. And you can connect to each other and get closer to each other. Make sure that in this evening of Shabbat, nobody stays alone. That you can get closer to me also.
Okay.
Look at you.
Okay.
You can overcome that yeah. Good.
Okay.
We're close to each other, and
Okay.
I mean you can go close to Michael if you feel comfortable with that. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Elyon, Mi
Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem Leshalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Birchuni Leshalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zeitchem Leshalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
That?
You go.
You want me go?
Okay,
I'm
go.
not on that page
On
though.
page 122. בערב ויבוקר יום השישי, you do it next Friday. ויחולו השמיים בארץ בכל צבאם. ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה. וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו. כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי וחברותיי. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים.
Chaim. And
Who?
we're going to do a motzi later. Just leave the halas. And before we do a motzi, make sure that you connect with each other for one more moment. Make sure that you have a connection with each other. Forget the cups, just leave them there. Connect with each other for a second. Make sure that in this evening of Shabbat, no one misses a connection. We come here to work on ourselves, but also to connect with each other and to create community. As we let the millennia-old words of Jewish tradition embrace us, surround us, hug us. All the words, just leave it. Words that come and that have walked with us throughout the desert. Say to our boys and to our girls, and even if your boys and your girls are not right here, maybe if your parents are not here, let those words come from the depths of time and surround you. Blessings have that ability of being able to go beyond the walls of our synagogue. We say to our boys, Yasimchem Elohim Kefraim Bekemenashe. May God bless you to be like the fathers of Israel. And to our girls we say, Yasimchem Elohim Kesarah Rivka Rachel Veleah. May God bless you and inspire you to be like the mothers of Israel. And to all of them we say, Yebrechechem Adonai veish merechem, Yair Adonai panav elechem bichunekem, Yisa Adonai panav elechem veyasim lachem shalom. May God bless you with the ability to recognize the difference between your needs and satisfaction. And may God give you the mindfulness to recognize the blessings in your life. May God bless all of us with peace. Adonai oz le'amo iten, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. Shabbat shalom everyone. Gadlu ma'asech hayam me'od amku ma'shevotecha Gadlu ma'asech hayam me'od amku ma'shevotecha Gadlu ma'asech hayam me'od amku ma'shevotecha. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thought you were gonna knock the Kiddush cup over.
Thank you.